each one of you to the inaugural function of the Global Conference on Women in Agri Food Systems, organized by Indian Council of Agricultural Research, ICAR, Trust for Advancement in Agricultural Sciences, STARS, Consultative Group on International Agricultural Research, CGIAR, and Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Authority, PPVFRA. Women in agriculture hold special importance due to their involvement in every aspect of agricultural development, from research and innovation to industry and farming, contributing significantly to increased production and productivity. The conference, ladies and gentlemen, represents a significant global milestone, especially in the backdrop of the declaration of 2026 as the International Year of Women Farmers by the United Nations, recognizing the vital role of women in agriculture and food security. The theme of the conference, Driving Progress, Attaining New Heights, henceforth perfectly resonates with the global focus on women farmers and recognizing their crucial contribution to sustainable agriculture. The conference, being attended by more than 700 participants from more than 20 countries, bring together all stakeholders, women leaders, scientists, entrepreneurs, farmers, students, to share experiences and inspiring success stories of women's empowerment and leadership in agriculture to provide replicable and scalable models. We are extremely honored and deeply privileged with the salutary and beneficent presence of Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji, as the chief guest of today's inaugural function, who is a true beacon of wisdom and a symbol of resilience, dedication, and empowerment. Now we'll have our traditional auspicious lamp lighting ceremony as a tribute to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. I very humbly request Honorable President Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji to kindly light the lamp and request the dignitaries to join the ceremony, please. Saraswati Mahabhage Vidya Kamala Lochane Vidya Rupe Vilakshani Vidyami Devi Namostute. The verse from the Rigveda, it says, we pray for the blessings with humility. May Goddess Saraswati give us wisdom, and may the darkness of ignorance be swept away by the dawn of self-realization. Thank you all very much. With that auspicious start, I request and invite Madam Dr. Renu Swarup, former Secretary, Department of Biotechnology and Conference Chair, to deliver the welcome address. Please, Madam.
Honorable President, Madam, Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, Sir, dignitaries on the dais, esteemed speakers, delegates, students, women farmers, and media friends, Namaskar and a very good morning. Madam President, it is a matter of great honor for us to have your esteemed presence today, and on behalf of all women in the agri-food systems, I would like to express our deep gratitude to you for inaugurating this conference. Honorable Minister, Sir, your presence today and the support and guidance for this conference is gratefully acknowledged. As the conference chair, it's a pleasure and privilege for me to welcome you all to this global conference on women in agri-food systems, with the theme of driving progress, attaining new heights, which is being held in New Delhi, India from 12th to 14th March 2026. The conference, as has been said, brings together all stakeholders, women leaders, policymakers, scientists, entrepreneurs, farmers, students, to collectively discuss measures for strengthening the policy framework and ecosystem for mainstreaming gender participation in agri-food systems. This conference is well aligned with the UN Declaration of 2026 as the International Year of Women Farmers to acknowledge the key role played by women in agriculture, food security, and nutrition, and highlight the challenges and gaps which need urgent attention. Women in agriculture, like all other areas, make significant contributions, yet are not fully recognized, nor appropriately rewarded. Gender equality and equity are terms we have been laying stress on for long now. However, although globally there is a strong voice raised on these issues, it's a matter of concern that we have collectively not moved the needle enough forward on this matter. It is imperative that we continue to discuss these matters and issues and ensure that the spotlight stays on women in agri-food systems. The time to move from policy to action is now. The conference, which has the participation of nearly 700 delegates from more than 20 countries, over 50 speakers, provides an opportunity through 9 technical sessions and 3 plenary talks to have in-depth discussions on issues related to new and emerging technologies which bring in gender transformational change, mainstreaming gender equality and social inclusion, women empowerment through financial inclusion, building women leadership, and policies which help to provide market access. There are separate sessions which are planned for women farmers and youth in agriculture. We have nearly 80 rapid oral presentations and more than 300 posters from our young researchers. We hope that through these deliberations, we will be able to bring out recommendations which will help develop a clear strategy and roadmap for institutionalizing gender initiatives across global, regional, and national programs, and also prepare an enabling policy framework to implement these. In closing, I would like to thank our patrons, our organizers, our co-organizers, the experts of our International Advisory and Steering Committee for their valuable support. The members of the core team, the young volunteers, and the students have, with a lot of enthusiasm, put together this very exciting conference. I hope you enjoy the deliberations and have a very productive conference 3 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam, for that warm and thoughtful welcome address and setting the tone of the event. I now request Honorable Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and Union Minister of Rural Development, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, to welcome Honorable President Madam to the program by presenting a shawl and a memento. Thank you, sir. It is an exclusively crafted and hand-painted piece of art from Rajasthan, beautifully depicting a peacock, the national bird of India. Thank you very much, sir. To enlighten minds and inspire hearts with your thoughts and insights, I now invite Dr. Agnes Kalibata, founder and chair of the C4 Impact Advisory Group from Rwanda, Africa, to kindly come forward and address the August gathering. Madam, please.
Your Excellency, Excellencies, distinguished leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm grateful to be part of this global conference on women in agri-food systems. Only a year ago, I headed AGRA, the Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa. AGRA was modeled after India's success by the late Kofi Annan with the help of Dr. Swaminathan and other distinguished leaders. Their hope was that, like India, Africa too would flourish and feed itself. The reality is, unlike India, Africa is made of 55 countries, all pushing different policies. So success has not been as fast as we had hoped. Nonetheless, the Green Revolution in Africa is slowly taking root thanks to a number of institutions here in the room, the CGIAR, and many others that have contributed to this success. This is what success looks like. A lady like Maria in Mozambique, who cultivates her half hectare every day with maize and groundnuts, and depends completely on rain. When the rains fail, her harvest fails. When prices fall, her profits disappear. And yet she plants every season, just like my mother. She did that every season because her children, her family depended on it. But something changed. Maria met an agro dealer that had improved seeds from CIMIT. Maria had access to training, and Maria had access to markets that were designed through an agro program. Within 2 seasons, her yields doubled. Her children returned to school, and for the first time, she began saving. Maria did not change the climate. She did not change the soils, but something changed. She had access. She had opportunity. When women like Maria have access, food systems change. In 2021, I had the privilege of leading the Food Systems Summit as the UN Special Envoy. We had thousands of stories like Maria's story. I challenged the women's group that I put in place to do something about it. Because clearly, the one message we kept hearing from everyone was that the transformation of food systems would not happen unless it was anchored on women. So they put in place what we called, with the help of women leaders from IFPRI, they created the Women Empowerment in Food Systems Tracker. The Women Empowerment in Food Systems Tracker was very critical to ensure that commitments alone don't stay as commitments. The tracker monitors whether women are gaining access to land, finance, technology, markets, and leadership opportunities. The tracker ensures that we move from promises to accountability. It ensures that as countries move from food system strategies into action, the women are accounted for. But transformation cannot come from commitments alone, and we have to face the realities, the difficult realities that we live through. Our food systems must be sustainable too. That's another message that came from the Food Systems Summit. Since the 1960s, we are producing 3 times as much food as we produced in the 60s. And this has been one of humanity's greatest successes. And we know that here in India, but it has come at a great cost. We use 70% of the world's water. We are losing 80% of the biodiversity in the process. Food systems are contributing to greenhouse gases, in fact, 30%. At the same time, we are degrading our continent faster than, very fast because of food systems. So simply put, the model that fed us in the past cannot feed us tomorrow. We must produce food, and we must do so while restoring our planet. And here again, women are very critical to this. You see, women constitute 40% of people that are producing food out there. In Africa, in fact, women produce 80% of the food that we eat. Yet they still lack access to land, they still lack access to finance, and they still lack access to technologies. In fact, FAO says that if we close this gap by 20 to 30%, we would feed 150 million more people. This is not marginal improvement, this is transformation, and that's what we must aim for. When women participate in food systems, when women's lives change, When women's incomes change, they move from laborers to value chain leaders, and that's what we must aim for. So the future of food systems depends on three things: a productivity transformation, a sustainable transformation, sustainability transformation, and an economic transformation for rural communities that is anchored on women, especially rural women. So empowering women is not a matter of justice. It's an economic strategy. It is a resilience strategy, and it is a food system strategy, food security strategy. So as I conclude, I want to bring the story back home to India, in fact, to this conference. India is a country whose agricultural heritage has nourished civilizations for thousands of years. As we come to this conference today, let us commit to a future where the women who grow the food of the world are also empowered to shape the future of our food system. Because when women farmers grow, communities grow, nations grow, humanity grows with it. I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Words have the power to inspire and guide us. Thank you very much, Madam. On behalf of everyone present here, I extend our sincere gratitude for your insightful and inspiring address. Now, to spark inspiration and bring new perspectives, I very humbly invite Padma Bhushan Dr. R.S. Paroda sir, Chairman TAS, to kindly come forward and offer your valuable remarks before this esteemed gathering. So please.
Your Excellency, Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji, our dynamic Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Sri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, distinguished delegates, representatives of international organizations, representatives of media, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a matter of pride to speak at the inaugural session, being blessed none less than our Honorable President of India. We are indeed grateful to you, Madam, for giving us this opportunity. The Global Conference on Women in Agri Food Systems is a landmark event that I believe is not just a conclave, but the beginning of a historic movement to impress on global community that the role of women in reorienting agriculture from production to post-production to value addition and to have linkage with the market is indeed a cradle of future success that we have to achieve. Exactly 12 years ago, right on this campus, we had organized the first global conference on women in agriculture, in which 600 delegates from 55 countries had participated. This time also, we had the privilege of participation of many distinguished delegates from several international and national organizations. The conference, as was mentioned before, coincides with the declaration by the UN as the International Year of Women Farmers. Not only women, but women farmers. And therefore, we are really very happy that we have been able to again meet after 14 years, exactly after 14 years on this day, to again have a reorientation and relook in terms of agenda for the future. This conference is to have a common resolve to move beyond dialogue toward decisive and measurable action towards facilitating women's participation in all sectors of agriculture, development, and enterprise. Distinguished delegates, we all agree that women continue to have limited ownership of land, restricted access to credit and financial services, inadequate extension support, limited access to markets and digital platforms, and inefficient representation in decision-making process. Let us therefore resolve that representation alone is not enough. Women must lead across the entire agricultural value chain. On the agenda of this conference, Dr. Renusrup has already highlighted as to on which 5 themes we are going to lay greater emphasis. Therefore, I would only like to say that we all agree that intent without implementation structure often fades. This is why the conference offers a unique opportunity of building global alliance on women in agri-food systems. That's what we call Global Conference for Women in Agri-Food Systems. Our expectation is that GCWAS will serve as an inclusive multi-stakeholder platform bringing together governments, international organizations, research institutions, private sector actors, civil societies, and the farmers group to make a difference. To conclude, I would like to say, Your Excellency, that India has demonstrated the transformation is possible when inclusion is achieved. Throughout our millions of self-help groups, dairy cooperatives, farmer producers, organizations, and digital platforms, we have seen that women can make a difference in terms of future growth of agriculture as we move towards Viksit Bharat by 2047. Under your inspiring leadership, Honorable President, we look forward to an exciting and thought-provoking conference with a clear way forward to walk the talk. Let me conclude by saying that it is our expectation that GCWAS will lead to a momentum for sustained global partnership and household food and nutrition security for welfare of all. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words of wisdom. The audience is requested to kindly switch off their mobile phones as announced earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to a very special moment of the program, the release of 2 publications. The first publication is the souvenir of the conference. With utmost respect, I request the Honorable Minister, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, to kindly release the publication and present the first copy to the Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji. The souvenir of the conference is a compilation of messages from the Honorable President, the Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, the Minister of Women and Child Development, the Chairman TAS, the Director General of several CGAIR distinguished personalities with vast experience in agriculture, food systems, and women-centered issues. It also includes plenary, lead, and invited lectures authored by renowned scientists and the policymakers from India and abroad. Now we have the honor of releasing the second publication, a book, which entitles Case Studies of Women and Agriculture, Shaping the Future Together. I again request Honorable Minister Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji to do the honors of releasing it and to present the first copy to Honorable President Madam. This publication presents inspiring real-life stories of 121 women farmers and entrepreneurs from diverse backgrounds and regions, showcasing their success through hard work, innovation, and perseverance. They have built sustainable enterprises, adopted climate-resilient practices, and empowered other women through training and collective efforts, reminding us that even small initiatives can grow into impactful models of success. माननीय शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी का इस प्रकाशन का लोकार्पण करने के लिए हार्दिक धन्यवाद। साथ ही हम आभार व्यक्त करते हैं माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदया जी का, जिनकी गरिमामय उपस्थिति ने इस अवसर को और भी अधिक विशेष बना दिया है। सभी का धन्यवाद। अब मैं विनम्र निवेदन करती हूँ परम आदरणीय श्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी, माननीय केंद्रीय कृषि एवं किसान कल्याण एवं ग्रामीण विकास मंत्री भारत सरकार से, कि इस अवसर पर कृपया अपने बहुमूल्य एवं प्रेरणादायक विचार हमारे साथ साझा करें। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, प्लीज वेलकम ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर श्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी।
माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदया श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी, मंच पर विराजमान और नीचे बैठे हुए सभी सम्मानीय अतिथिगण, विशेषज्ञ, वैज्ञानिक बहनों और भाइयों, मुझे अत्यंत हर्ष है कि आज ग्लोबल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन वुमेन इन एग्री फूड सिस्टम 2026 के इस महत्वपूर्ण अवसर पर मैं आपके बीच उपस्थित हूं। इस महत्वपूर्ण सम्मेलन में गरिमामय उपस्थिति में भारत की माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय का मार्गदर्शन हम सबके लिए बहुत प्रेरणादायक है। भारत अत्यंत प्राचीन और महान राष्ट्र है और प्रारंभ से ही भारत में मां, बहन, बेटी को सर्वोच्च स्थान दिया गया है। इस धरती पर आज नहीं, हजारों साल पहले कहा गया, यत्र नार्यस्तु पूज्यन्ते रमन्ते तत्र देवता। देवता वही निवास करेंगे जहां मां, बहन और बेटी को मान, सम्मान और इज्जत की नजर से देखा जाएगा। गंगा गीता गायत्री है नारियां, सीता सत्या सावित्री है नारियां, दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती है नारियां। और आप अगर भारत के दृष्टिकोण को देखें तो इसी से प्रकट होता है कि धरती को हमने मां माना है। भारत को भी, हमारे देश को हम मां मान के वंदना करते हैं। और जब भी अन्न के भंडार होते हैं तो उसका प्रतीक अन्नपूर्णा, उसमें भी बहनों को स्थान दिया गया है। और जितना पुराना भारत का इतिहास है उतनी पुरानी भारत की कृषि भी है। भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था की रीढ़ आज भी कृषि है और कृषि से बहन और बेटियों का नाता इतना प्रगाढ़ है कि हमारे हर गतिविधि में उसका प्रकटीकरण होता है। बीज बोने से लेके बाजार तक जहां आप देखेंगे बहन और बेटी की भूमिका पाएंगे। बोनी का मामला हो, निंदाई हो, गुड़ाई हो, कटाई हो, भंडारण हो, हर स्टेज पर आप देखेंगे महिलाएं बहनें खेती के काम में सबसे अग्रणी दिखाई देती है। लेकिन आज इस अवसर पर मैं एक और तथ्य उल्लेखित करना चाहूंगा। आज भी महिला सशक्तिकरण के लिए जो भारत में काम हो रहा है वो अद्भुत और अभूतपूर्व है। मुझे महामहिम राष्ट्रपति महोदया के सामने ये प्रकट करते हुए प्रसन्नता है कि 33% रिजर्वेशन पार्लियामेंट और विधानसभाओं में भी हमने बहन और बेटियों को देने का महान काम संपादित प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में किया है। भारत के कई राज्य ऐसे हैं जहां 50% रिजर्वेशन स्थानीय निकाय के चुनाव में बहनों और बेटियों को है। और वैसे अगर सरकार के कार्यक्रमों में भी देखें तो एक नहीं अनेकों योजनाएं, मैं केवल एक का उल्लेख करूंगा, दीनदयाल अंत्योदय योजना, राष्ट्रीय ग्रामीण आजीविका मिशन। मेरे प्रिय बहनों और भाइयों, 90,90,000 सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स में 10 करोड़ बहनों को जोड़ा गया है और मुझे कहते हुए प्रसन्नता है कि उनमें से 3 करोड़ बहनें लखपति दीदी बन चुकी है। मतलब जिनकी आय, वार्षिक आय 1 लाख रुपए से ज्यादा हो गई है। और अभी हम यहां तक नहीं रुकने वाले, अभी 3 करोड़ अब आगे बढ़ा के इस लक्ष्य को कर दिया है प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 6 करोड़। बहनों का आर्थिक सशक्तिकरण हमारी सरकार का, हमारे देश का एक बहुत प्रमुख ध्येय है, उद्देश्य है। और बहनों को अगर आप देखेंगे सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स में ही, तो कृषि सखी, पशु सखी, बैंक सखी, द्रोण दीदी, जहां देखोगे दीदियों का साम्राज्य दिखाई देता है। और अन्न के भंडार भरने में निश्चित तौर पर उनकी अद्भुत और अभूतपूर्व भूमिका है। एफपीओ जो हमने बनाए हैं, किसान उत्पादक संगठन, उनमें भी 10,000 एफपीओज में 39 शेयर धारक अगर कोई है तो हमारी बहनें हैं। लगभग 22,73,000 महिलाएं न केवल खेती कर रही है बल्कि इन सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स के एफपीओज के माध्यम से 19,736 करोड़ 68 लाख करोड़ के विशाल 68 लाख के विशाल व्यवसाय का प्रबंधन देखने का काम भी कर रही है। और मुझे यह बताते हुए प्रसन्नता है कि हमारा भुवनेश्वर में ICAR सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर वुमेन इन एग्रीकल्चर, ये 1996 में हमने प्रारंभ किया था। कृषि में लैंगिक भूमिकाओं को समझने और बहनों की भागीदारी को सुदृढ़ करने का लगातार प्रयास कर रहा है। मित्रों, कृषि अनुसंधान सेवा में भी अगर आप देखें तो महिला वैज्ञानिकों की संख्या में उल्लेखनीय वृद्धि हुई है। 7.9% जो 2006-07 में थी, वो 23-24 में बढ़ के 41% हो गया है। भारतीय कृषि अनुसंधान परिषद ने राष्ट्रीय कृषि अनुसंधान शिक्षा और विस्तार प्रणाली के लिए एक ICAR जेंडर स्ट्रेटजी का रोड मैप भी तैयार किया है। हमारी बेटियां बड़ी संख्या में अब कृषि शिक्षा की तरफ बढ़ रही है और इस रणनीति के, ICAR की रणनीति के प्रभावी क्रियान्वयन के लिए ICAR जल्दी ही जेंडर प्लेटफॉर्म लॉन्च करने जा रहा है, जो पूरे देश में कृषि अनुसंधान नेटवर्क में महिला केंद्रित शोध कार्यों को एक नई गति और दिशा प्रदान करने का काम करेगा। मैं एक बार इस सम्मेलन के यहां आयोजन के लिए सभी आयोजकों को हृदय से धन्यवाद देता हूं और इस संकल्प के साथ कि कृषि में भी महिला सशक्तिकरण हमारा प्रमुख ध्येय है, हम कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ेंगे। नारी तू नारायणी, तेरे बिना ना तो खेत का काम चलेगा, ना देश का काम चलेगा और ना दुनिया का काम चलेगा। एक बार मैं फिर अपनी बहन और बेटियों को प्रणाम करते हुए अपनी बात को समाप्त करता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
बहुत धन्यवाद मंत्री महोदय। आपकी गरिमामय उपस्थिति एवं सुविचारों ने इस सम्मेलन को सफल बनाने में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई। आपके प्रति गहन आभार। On behalf of all present here, I express our sincere gratitude for the inspiring address highlighting the immense contribution of women in agriculture. Now, with profound respect and humility, I now very humbly request the Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji, to deliver her esteemed address and share her inspiring thoughts with us.
इस सम्मेलन में उपस्थित केंद्रीय कृषि एवं किसान कल्याण और ग्रामीण विकास मंत्री श्री शिवराज जी चौहान जी, सचिव एवं महानिदेशक ICAR डॉक्टर मांगीलाल जाट जी, पौधा किस्म और कृषक अधिकार संरक्षण प्राधिकरण के अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर त्रिलोचन महापात्र जी, ट्रस्ट ऑफ एडवांसमेंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर साइंसेस के अध्यक्ष श्री RS परोदा जी, फॉर्मर सेक्रेटरी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया मिस रेणु स्वरूप जी, फाउंडर एंड चेयर ऑफ कनेक्ट फॉर इम्पैक्ट एडवाइजरी ग्रुप डॉक्टर अग्नेश कालीवाटा जी, पार्टिसिपेंट्स फ्रॉम डिफरेंट कंट्रीज असेंबल्ड हियर, देवियों और स्वजन, सभी को नमस्कार। कृषि खाद्य प्रणाली में महिलाओं की भूमिका पर केंद्रित इस वैश्विक सम्मेलन का आयोजन करने के लिए मैं कृषि मंत्रालय तथा सभी सहयोगी संगठनों की बहुत बहुत सराहना करती हूँ। फसल को बोने, काटने, प्रसंस्करण करने और हाट बाजार में ले जाने जैसे सभी गतिविधियों में महिलाएं महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाती हैं। मछली पालन, मधुमक्खी पालन, पशुपालन, वन्य उपजों के समुचित उपयोग तथा कृषि पर आधारित उद्यमों को चलाने जैसे अनेक क्षेत्रों में हमारी माताएं, बहनें और बेटियां अथक परिश्रम करती हैं। वे कृषि अर्थव्यवस्था को अमूल्य योगदान देते हैं। आज महिला किसानों की केस स्टडीज पर आधारित पुस्तक वुमेन एंड एग्रीकल्चर शेपिंग द फ्यूचर टुगेदर के लोकार्पण की मैं सराहना करती हूँ। ऐसे केस स्टडीज में उपलब्ध जानकारी का व्यापक स्तर पर प्रचार प्रसार करने से ही महिलाओं के योगदान के विषय में लोग जानेंगे तथा इस पुस्तक की प्राथमिकता सिद्ध होगी। पिछले दशक के दौरान कृषि एवं पर्यावरण के क्षेत्र में असाधारण योगदान देने के लिए अनेक महिलाओं को पद्मश्री से सम्मानित किया गया है। उनमें से कुछ का उल्लेख ही मैं कर पाऊंगी। तमिलनाडु की श्रीमती रोंगमाल पापमाल ने अभाव और संकटों के बीच जैविक खेती के क्षेत्र में अमूल्य योगदान दिया था। महिला समूहों के नेतृत्व प्रदान किया। महाराष्ट्र के एक जनजातीय समुदाय के आने वाले श्रीमती राहीबाई सीमा पोपरे जी ने विभिन्न फसलों की प्रजातियों का संरक्षण किया है। उन्हें सीड मदर के नाम में जाना जाता है। बिहार की श्रीमती राजकुमारी किसान चाची के नाम से लोकप्रिय है। ऐसे ही उन्होंने खेती के लिए लोगों को प्रेरित करने के साथ साथ अनेक स्वयंसेवी संस्थानों का गठन किया तथा अपने लघु उद्योग की भी स्थापना की। ओडिशा की कुमारी साबरमती को जैविक खेती और बायोडाइवर्सिटी से जुड़े संरक्षण में योगदान के लिए जाना जाता है। मैं चाहूंगी ऐसी महिलाओं से प्रेरणा प्राप्त करके भावी पीढ़ी की बेटियों भी कृषि के क्षेत्र में नवोन्मेषी योगदान देंगे। मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि इस सम्मेलन में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर कृषि क्षेत्र में योगदान देने वाली महिलाएं, वैज्ञानिकों और उद्यमियों सहित युवा पीढ़ी की बेटियों भी भागीदारी कर रहे हैं। ये बहुत प्रसन्नता की बात है कि राज्य कृषि विश्वविद्यालय में अध्ययनरत कुल विद्यार्थियों में बेटियों की संख्या 50% से अधिक रहती है तथा अनेक विश्वविद्यालय में ये 60% से भी अधिक है। उन बेटियों का शैक्षिक प्रदर्शन भी उत्कृष्ट रहता है। सरकार, समाज तथा कृषि क्षेत्र से जुड़े सभी हितधारकों की ये जिम्मेदारी है कि उन होनहार बेटियों की कृषि तथा खाद्यान्नों के क्षेत्र में नेतृत्व प्रदान करने हेतु समर्थ बनाने में हर संभव सहायता एवं उनको प्रोत्साहित करना चाहिए। मैं मानती हूँ कि मातृत्व की क्षमता में नेतृत्व की क्षमता निहित है, परंतु प्रायः मातृत्व को घर की दीवारों में सीमित मान लिया जाता है। इस मानसिकता से बाहर आकर महिला किसानों को नेतृत्व प्रदान करने के सोच के साथ आगे बढ़ना है। हमारे किसान अन्नदाता है। मातृशक्ति स्वरूप हमारी महिला किसान बहनें और बेटियां अन्नपूर्णा है। Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations has declared the year 2026 as the International Year of the Women Farmer. This declaration calls for collective action to close gender gaps and promote leadership role for women across agri-food value chain. It is important to encourage leadership among women who are engaged in agriculture, especially agri-food systems. India has chosen the strategy of women-led development. Women in agriculture sector should get a greater role in policy formulation, decision-making, and leadership positions. Larger participation in women at all levels in the sector will promote gender-inclusive agricultural growth. Women farmers should be helped in issues concerning formal and land titles, technical knowledge, financial resources, and other support systems. For women farmers, AI opens new possibilities. Recently, inspired by the idea of the Government of India to use AI for taking care of livestock, Sarlaben app has been launched to take care of the health of the cattle by the world's largest milk cooperative, Amul. Women farmers are the strength behind the sustained success of Amul. I am glad to share with you that during the past decade, India has taken several steps to empower women in agriculture. Initiatives promoting women-led self-help groups and farmer producers organizations have been effective in promoting women empowerment in agriculture. The largest mission of financial inclusion in the world, named Jan Dhan Yojana, has 570 million bank accounts, out of which 56% accounts are being held by women. The great reach of the digital public infrastructure in India has benefited women in a major way. Women constitute 68% of all Mudra loan beneficiaries, which provides collateral free credit to micro enterprises. More than 10 crore rural households from more than 90 lakh women self-help groups have been mobilized under the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihoods Mission. This is one of the world's largest networks of women-led community initiatives. Under this mission, more than 4 crore 60 lakh women farmers have received support in adopting better farming methods. The No More Drone Didi scheme provides women SHGs with drones for precision agriculture by way of enabling them spray liquid fertilizers and pesticides. Under the same National Rural Livelihood Missions, the central government has set a target of creating 6 crore Lakpati Didis. Till now, more than 3 crore women have become Lakpati Didis. These initiatives, which aims at economic empowerment of women, is a transformative step towards their upliftment. I am very happy that the Union budget for the current financial year 2026-27 has introduced provisions for self-help enterprises via C-Mart for rural women. Under this program, community-owned retail outlets dedicated for marketing the products made by women for SHGs and rural areas will be set up in every district. These will help women involved in animal husbandry, agriculture, and related vocations. The aim of this initiative is to help women go beyond mere subsistence level activities and become full-fledged entrepreneurs. देवियों और स्वजनों, अपने जनसेवा की यात्रा के दौरान मुझे ओडिशा की राज्य सरकार में फिशरीज एंड एनिमल रिसोर्सेज डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्टर का कार्यभार दिया गया था। तो मुझे मत्स्य पालन, पशुपालन एवं डेयरी के महत्व को और गहराई से समझने का अवसर मिला था। राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर कृषि के क्षेत्र में नेतृत्व प्रदान करने के लिए मैं श्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी तथा उनकी पूरी टीम को सराहना करती हूँ। मैं स्वयं एक ऐसे गांव से आती हूँ जहां जनजातीय समुदाय के लोगों की आबादी अधिक है। मैंने खेती, किसानी को बहुत नजदीक से देखा है। मैंने देखा है कि जनजातीय समुदाय के लोग सहज ही नेचुरल फार्मिंग, ऑर्गेनिक एग्रीकल्चर, जन संरक्षण तथा जीव जंतुओं की सुरक्षा को महत्व देते हैं। इन्हीं पद्धतियों को आप क्लाइमेट रेजिलिएंट एग्रीकल्चर के रूप में विश्व समुदाय द्वारा प्रोत्साहित प्रदान किया जा रहा है। Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that the participants in this global conference will find pathways for driving progress and attaining new heights. There is global consensus on giving equal importance to people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnerships. I will appeal to all the stakeholders that on the dimension of people, gender should be given special priority in thoughts and action. With effective gender inclusion in every sphere of activity, including agriculture, we will not only achieve the SDGs, but will also make the planet a much more sensitive and harmonious place. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
I request everyone to kindly rise for the recitation of national song and national anthem, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malaya Shitalam, Sasya Shamalam, Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakitayaminim, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim, Sukhdam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Koti koti kantha kala kala ninad karale, koti koti bhujai drita khara karavale, abla ke namaye to bole, bahubala dharinim namami tarinim, ripudala varinim mataram, Vande Mataram. Tumi vidya, tumi dharma, tumi riddhi, tumi marma, tvam hi prana sharire, bahute tumi ma shakti, hridaye tumi ma bhakti, tomaroi pratima gori mandire, विद्या दायिने नमामि त्वां नमामि कमलाम् अमलाम् अतुलां सुजलां सुफलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूस्मितां धरणीं भरणीं मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे